Well, heart disease is considered the leading cause of death in the entire country, and this month has been dedicated to raising awareness about the issue and the prevention connected to that. ANSLEY HOWZE is the executive director of the American Heart Association here in Savannah. We were looking at the numbers before, but wanted to start with something. Prevention is really the key, and learning, and you guys are starting especially with high blood pressure and how important that can be in the heart idea.
We are. So 80% of heart disease is preventable by lifestyle factors. And so it's really important that we are managing all things like our sleep, our mental health, eating healthy, getting exercise. But blood pressure is a huge one of those. We call it the silent killer because not a lot of people realize that they may have high blood pressure. So the American Heart Association really is passionate about making sure that everyone knows their numbers. And we have some really incredible programs that are launching. We have one with several of our local libraries that is going to have kits where people can go and check those out and be able to have access to consistently monitor their numbers instead of just being able to monitor them, you know, when they go into the hospital or the doctor's office once or twice a year.
Well, especially with the food we're eating and the options out there, I know that's especially dangerous. The prevention factor has become almost as important as dealing with it after the fact.
It absolutely is. It's important to be able to advocate for our health and know what we're looking at when it comes to knowing our numbers and knowing what that looks like for us. So definitely preventing it is part of the education that we do here in the community because that's such a big factor for it.
And among that education, I love the idea of CPR and getting people to know it because you hope nothing ever happens in front of you, but having that knowledge is important. I see 22 million people that you guys have helped over the countrywide. We
have. So right here locally, we're really passionate about CPR in schools. We've been able to place CPR in schools kits to be able to educate all of our high school graduates with that life-saving skill. We're out in the community working with some of our local organizations to be able to have a cardiac emergency response plan. So it's important, you know, 9 out of 10 people who have an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest don't make it because someone's not prepared to be able to implement CPR on them. And so it's something we're passionate about. We know that it's a need, and we just want to create a community of lifesavers.
I've seen some of that from the high school kids who get into the events that you guys
Yes.
do and have the battle to see who can do it properly. So,
Fun.
So important, especially for a kid to learn that. And then it's a simple thing because it's just a song. I guess what's the song now these days?
Staying alive.
Still staying alive.
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
so
It is.
I heard a baby shark may sleep in there for some people too, but whatever works. So, but you're talking about those programs and what you can do. I'm going to have the honor of being one of the hosts of your Heart Ball coming up next week. I'm thrilled to be part of this all. So much of what you do and the sponsors that are involved in this want to get involved because it's touched them personally, hasn't it?
It has. You know, this is all about coming together and celebrating the successes we've been able to make, but also really recognizing that there's still a need to fund. And so this Heart Ball really raises money that's critical for that, for our research, for our education, for advocacy. And so it's important that the community comes out and supports it. And we have just been so honored to have so much of the community truly come out and make such a big difference.
I know we forget that probably everybody in that room has had it touch them in some way, whether it's a parent or grandparent or something, and you've got the 4 quadrants, those people who've truly made it through this kind of disease too.
Yes, we're getting to tell a lot more stories this year at our Heart Ball. We have the 4 chambers of the heart, and we have 3 caretakers of the torch that we're going to get to highlight. So even more stories that we are telling here locally because we know that so many people are touched by it, with it being the #1 cause of death here in our country and locally as well.
Okay, we got a couple more tickets left, so you still have an option.
Yes.
Tell people how they can get some of those tickets. It's,
Yes.
it's on Friday.
It is Friday, March 7th at the Marriott by Eastern Wharf. And so they can go on heart.org/Southern Coast Heart Ball and get tickets for a limited time. We've just got a couple more. So definitely the time to get them is now.
Oh, it's going to be sold out. There's no question about that. So it's so important for our area too. What have you seen in your time here, the difference that it's made for some of the folks?
Sure. So, you know, COVID-19 really did exacerbate the need to just continue to advocate for health, to take care of ourselves and to know life-saving CPR. And so I have really been able to see the work that we're doing through that and after that come to life. You know, we are wanting to see heart disease eliminated as the American Heart Association, and we were on the right trends for that until COVID-19, and now we're needing to do some work to get back on the right trends for that. So definitely a lot of boots on the ground work that this Heart Ball enables us to do, and we're just so grateful for the people who come out and support it.
And we're grateful for what you're doing, the awareness you're putting out there, so a lot of people don't think about it until you really put it right there in their face. So one more time, we got a couple tickets. We're going to sell it real quick. So how do they get those tickets?
Heart.org/Southern Coast Heart Ball. They can go on there and the tickets are there, and we're just thrilled to see everyone.
All right, ANSLEY HOWZE, thank you so much. We'll see you on Friday.
Sounds good. Thank you.